Hi everybody, good evening. If you saw a couple of tries of me getting online today, I'm having some sort of technical difficulties. It's sorted now. Welcome to today's talk. I know it's a Sunday, and the chances that hopefully there are more chances that you guys are all available and listening in because of the fact that it's a weekend. Today I was going to talk about something that you know is extremely important, but we all forget about. All of us do it, and that is water. If you're really trying to get into shape or improve your health or uh, basically work you're on some sort of health or wellness journey, then your water intake is of extreme importance, and it is the one thing that is the most easily neglected in our times, I think. So a lot of people do drink a lot of soft drinks. I've seen that happen, and you order a beverage whenever you're in a restaurant or in a hotel, but water is not the trendiest thing to consume. A few days ago, I talked about, I think it was last week, when we talked about when you're on the go or you're traveling, it's advisable to carry your own water filter bottle. And those are extremely easily available now. You can buy them online. Um, Carrying your own water bottle also makes a lot of sense, especially if they're metal ones and you don't want to go for plastic. Because that makes sure that I'm sure wherever you are, you can get filtered water and you can consume your water during the day. Now, oh, water does a lot of things. It's a carrier for all the water soluble vitamins in your body, so your nutrients travel through your body through water. Um, Being in a state of dehydration or even thirst can sometimes mimic hunger. So a lot of people who feel that they are hungry are often just dehydrated, and a glass of water helps. But we can't recognize the difference between being hungry and being thirsty, so we often just keep munching and not realizing that what we really need is water. So that's another thing. Another thing is it gives you a feeling of fullness, a little bit at least. So being having a glass of water around a meal, either before or after, helps to give you a feeling of satiety. Drinking water during a meal is not usually advisable because it tends to dilute stomach acid. So not the best thing to do. But after a meal, especially in Japanese and Chinese cultures, they have a warm beverage of some kind, like jasmine tea or green tea, just after they've eaten, and that aids the digestion quite well, especially if you've consumed something very fatty. So water has amazing benefits, and the only problem I encounter with people a lot is that they don't tend to hit that water intake target. And we all fall for that. I do it too. The day just goes by and you haven't had any water, and just you're like, oh my God, how did that happen? So I think all of us know that we need a minimum of 2 liters of water a day. Sometimes it could go up to 3. And most of us are not able to hit that target. People who travel a lot, or on the, and by travel I mean like commute a lot during the day, tend to miss out on water a lot as well. If there is accessibility to things like tea and coffee, the beverage of choice will always be a tea or a coffee, and you don't tend to choose water. Over the years, I have realized this is one of my problems. I tend to not drink water either. So I devised a few little techniques which will help me consume the water that I need. So the first one was that I mark out 3 bottles, 1 liter each, and fill them and keep them. And I divide my day into 3 quadrants, from 8 a.m. to say 12, from 12 to say 3 or 4, and then from 4 to 8 again. And I have to finish those bottles, one in each of those quadrants. So it's usually not that difficult. I managed to hit at least 2 if I haven't done 3, or 2.5. But at least that way I know for sure that I have a specific target in mind and I know where I'm headed with that. So those are my bottles and they're not to be touched. And everybody at home knows that. Another thing I devised was that you can make your water a little more tasty and a little more interesting, especially if you tend to be addicted to things like sodas or, fizzy drinks or juices for that matter. What you can do is infuse your water. So you just have a liter. I've got 2 glass jugs, 1 liter each, and I put in a liter of normal filtered water. I put in some lime, some mint, some cucumber, some ginger. You can put in a fruit or 2 if you've got an orange lying around, or watermelon, and just leave it in there overnight. And the next entire day you can drink that water. One, it's got amazing detox benefits. Two, it's some motivation to get some water into your body because it tastes so good, especially on hot days. Now, usually another problem that we find is that when the weather is colder, we tend to think that you don't really need the water, so you don't drink it as much. But your body still needs your water intake, right? Even in the cold weather. So the best way to go about that maybe would be to have a glass of warm water or some green tea or some cinnamon infused water or jasmine tea, whatever you have lying about. But then you'll have to create, maybe another thing I had told somebody was to create a entire jug of cinnamon infused water, for instance, and you can keep sipping it the same way I would measure out my normal water intake. So you need to finish that 1 liter in 4 hours and then you make a fresh one. You could have a combination of both. You could be having just plain water and maybe 1 liter of this. But you'll be amazed at the difference you find in your body and your fat loss if you make sure that you get enough water in your day. When you work out, your body creates some sort of lots of waste material inside your system. It's called lactic acid, and that's what causes soreness, especially after you've done a weight training workout. And if you don't drink enough water, that soreness has no place to go. That's what flushes your system of the lactic acid. So being dehydrated, especially after a resistance or a weight training workout, is really, really, really not advisable. I had somebody ask me the other day whether BCAAs are advisable. Now, these are available everywhere now freely in most supplement stores, and they're advertised as a recovery drink. You're supposed to add it to some water and consume that, and as and how you finish your workout or during your workout. Now, these are supposed to do two things. One is to replace the salt and sodium and sugar balance in your electrolyte balance, basically, in your body. And two, it's supposed to supply you with essential amino acids that reduce the soreness in your system, help recovery, faster recovery. So, excuse me. So, having BCAAs is essential only if you are straining yourself to a point of muscle hypertrophy, which most people don't. So if you are if you're doing a regular weight training workout, is resistance training with not 85% of your strength, maximum strength limit, but maybe you're 5 pounds or 7 pounds or 10 pounds, whatever it is in the gym, I wouldn't advise that you consume BCAAs or worse still an energy drink like Gatorade, which a lot of people do. Because I don't know, that's how they sell it. It's not absolutely not required. If it really comes to that, you can always make your own rehydration liquid with a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar or honey and some lime. And that's just about as effective and much less expensive. This is not meant for the BCAAs, by the way. I'm talking only about the electrolyte balance. BCAAs will be required if you're at least going to 65% of your maximum strength repetitions. So that's just to clear up that whole thing, right? So, in the meantime, whatever resistance training workout you're doing, whatever workout you're doing, you really, really, really must hydrate. Without the right amount of hydration, your body does not have a chance, even a mild shot at recovering properly, and you will not be as effective in your next workout. Even if you don't exercise, even if you're just starting on a fitness program, please, the first thing you need to do is make friends with hydrating yourself. It's exceedingly important. Because the first thing it will do is it will start quelling your appetite. It will stop cravings. It will, like I said, the hunger the thirst that is disguised as hunger will be staved off. So if you find yourself, craving something all the time, or even something sweet, it doesn't have to be just. You'd be amazed at how effective the infused water I was talking about is against sweet cravings. It's fabulous. If you put lime in it, it tends to be a little bit bitter. So you don't have to do that. You can just use watermelon or cucumber, any berries you can find, any peaches, mango, anything you can find, just chuck it in there. Melon is a wonderful infusion fruit. So the water itself tastes so nice and sweet that you really don't need to have anything else sweet after that. So a glass of infused water is a fabulous way to beat sweet cravings. A lot of people ask me that I tend to crave sweets. What do I do? So that's one thing. And the craving is generally right here on your palate. So if that is satisfied, often you don't need anything else to help with it. So the benefits are so many of drinking water properly. If you're starting on a fitness program, first start with adding water to your diet. It will be extremely effective at, like I said, like staving any cravings that might be coming your way. Hydrating you so that your new workout program is your body is, has a better shot at recovery, because you're allowing the system to flush out all the toxins that are being built up by the workout. So, yeah, that's about it. So if anybody wants to ask any questions regarding their water intake, anything that they may need to know, anything that you feel, any myths that you feel have been propagated by people regarding water. There was this thing I read that you need to drink 5 to 6 liters of water a day. It's unrealistic. I don't think it's, I don't know a lot of people who really succeed in doing that. If you can do it, please by all means go ahead. And but let's make things approachable and doable. So if you can find yourself a decent water bottle which you do carry with you pretty much everywhere that you go, make sure that you're sipping water throughout the day. That's a good start. Why give yourself a target like 5 or 6 liters when you're barely able to consume the 1.5 liters that you're supposed to begin with? So let's keep a target. If the easiest thing to do is to start those 3 1-liter bottles in the day and try and get all that water in, that would be great to begin with. And then you can always build from there. I've been getting some really great responses, guys, for my live presentations. I had somebody call in yesterday and say that they're actually watching my YouTube channel on the full screen in their living room. I'll be posting that. I have a picture. It's too cute. So I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy that everybody who's been watching feels that this is something that they would like to participate in and involve themselves in, because my belief is that health has to be approachable, affordable, doable. It need not be something that is elite and expensive. And that's how it is often portrayed. And I think it's intimidating to some people to do that. And I think that everywhere, everybody, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, in terms of your physical presence as well as your physical health, you can start and create a much better health for yourself and a much better space for yourself. The better state your physical body is in, the better state your mind will be in. I know of people who are entrepreneurs, who are trying something new with their lives, who are struggling to, accomplish more. My question always to them is that if your body cannot keep up with you, how are you going to accomplish anything? So a lot of people sacrifice their physical health for their financial well-being or their family's security or their relationships. It takes a lot of time for people to realize that that's not the right way to go about things, and your own health is a rock solid foundation on which you must build everything. So for that to be possible, I believe that everybody's got infinite potential, but for that to be possible, your foundation has to be really, really strong, because if your launch pad is not solid, you're not going to get very far in any other area in your life. So my aim behind doing these videos and behind these talks is not to tell you how much I know and how much I want to talk about my what I do, and this is my passion and this is what I love to do, and I could talk about it for hours. My aim behind this is to reach out to everybody who's ever tried a fitness program, or anybody who is scared to try, or somebody who's taken on something and now doesn't know how to how to take the steps towards it. There are people who I know who have joined a marathon training, and this is an all of a sudden decision, like in the first week of January, this is the year I take care of my fitness, and they started doing the marathon training, and it's scaring them because it's a lot on your body, especially if you've not done this for a long time. So they're probably looking for support in the little things that you can slowly add to your life to make things easier, to make your journey forward smoother, so that you're able to stick with it rather than quitting. So that is my aim behind doing these videos. I want everybody to find health and their own self-improvement, something that is easy and within their reach and doable. So this has been my second week with you guys. Today is day 14 of our 21 days to a new you. Hopefully, if you have stayed with me through the entire 14-day stretch, you've seen some things that you must kick out of your universe, so to speak, in your world, so that you can actually improve your health. You've been with me through 7 days of things that you must add to your life so that you can improve your health. These are pretty much all you need if you follow all of these tips in order to already make a change and a transformation. So if you can just give yourself this challenge and make sure that every day you add a little bit more, you incorporate the things that I've talked about over these last 14 days, you're already well on a journey to getting healthier by the end of this month. and you'll be seeing a massive transformation in the coming year. You'll probably be looking at yourself a year from now and, looking back to today and thinking, all the while before this, I was so clueless. And then I finally reached this point and I heard all these tips and I was able to apply them all. I've seen such a massive change in myself now. So it's just a matter of putting these little things into practice. And my view is that the little things are small and doable. Then absolutely something that people can do and add to their lives. The coming week, I still have another week with you of our 21 days to a new you. In the coming week, I'm going to discuss things like hormonal imbalances and weight gain, what to eat when you eat out, because a lot of us eat out and would like to know which is the best cuisine, which is the best dish out of a particular cuisine. Is there anything else I can eat but only idli sambar, because that's what is generally recommended. And yes, there is, and I will help you. And things like that. What happens if you're going to be hanging out a lot with your work friends and they drink a lot? They drink and they smoke, but you're on a health trip, and how do you graciously avoid binging at such times? So the coming week is going to be about all of that. So please do join in if you have I'll be posting my timings in the first half of the day. And if there are any questions, any queries, any doubts, anything that you'd like to discuss with me, please do reach out. You can leave me a comment here, or you can reach out to check me out on my website. That's www.supritisingh.com. I have a great recipe for infused water on my website, by the way, which I use specifically to detox and to lose weight quickly. It does something very miraculous to your stomach and makes it suddenly very flat. It's fabulous. Please try it. So, and I also have all of these videos on my YouTube channel. It's Supriti Excellence Coach. You can find that on YouTube. And that's about it. So if there's anything else you'd like to talk about or you'd like to message me about, please do that. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Lots and lots of love. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you. Bye.